Is all about adjustments.
Team play needs to be re-examined.
Their team defense has not been very good, and they're not generating any offense.
Gentlemen, the way we're playing out there, that isn't going to cut it. Not in this league. Not in any league. All that matters is what we do with these next 20 minutes. So ask yourself, what makes a team great?
I'm Johnny for Player Attack here at E3, and we're hanging out with EA Sports covering NHL. Unfortunately, you're a Vancouver Canucks fan, so this will be pretty hard for me. But what is brand new this year?
So this year in NHL, we focused on working with our fans to improve the game, and as well as just bring back features and breadth and depth that we wanted to have in NHL 15 and bring it back to 16. So we've really worked on, for player mechanics, we focused on brand new passing mechanics so that you can have a way to keep the flow of the game going by having passes received in action. So instead of, before, our passes used to be a little bit stop and go, you'd receive a pass, your player would slow down. Now it actually will pick it up with all full momentum. So the flow of the game is much more quick-paced without the actual speed of the players changing. So it feels a lot more smooth when you're playing the game. We have new facing, so we actually worked a lot on the facing of how the players are going to face the action, thus improving defense and offense. We have new manual control goalies. That allows you to play in the brand new EA Sports Hockey League that we're bringing back this year, so that you have control with all the different players that you have on the team, and each guy will have full control of their players. So the new goalie system is actually quite finite. We had Eddie Lack from the Vancouver Canucks come and do motion capture, and he actually helped us quite a bit with how a goalie moves around that crease and brings that out to the fans when they're playing the game.
As a goalie, hearing Eddie Lack came on board for this is awesome. So has the actual goalie, say, in Be a Pro mode, has that been overhauled as well?
So the manual goalie controls will work in EA Sports Hockey League as well as Be a Pro. So you're actually going to feel that in Be a Pro. You actually have that finite control of a goalie moving those 6 inches over, 6 inches to the right and left. Before in our game, the goalie was a little more floaty. He had the right motion, but not necessarily where he was going. Eddie kind of showed us how a goalie moves from point to point. There's very quick ones and then very longer strides as he goes across when it's a cross-ice pass. So you're going to get that sensation that when you're making that cross-ice save, you're actually doing it with desperation, and when you're standing in the right spot, it's actually very controlled. So that's what we wanted to focus on. I mean, NHL goalies don't move very much unless they actually have to. You can actually play goal like that now.
One of the things that was possibly missing last year was a bit more of a breadth of game modes. Can we expect a really deep Be a Pro mode this year, as well as, say, Be a GM?
So for Be a Pro, we actually have a brand new player progression system. It actually ties into our Visual on Ice Trainer. So our Visual on Ice Trainer is basically an overlay system that will actually teach a user adaptively what to do to play the game. So you'll learn how to right triggers pass, and once you get good at that, it will remove that from the schematics and go, hey, the next step is a saucer pass, and it teaches you each layer of the game as you go. And with that, we think it'll improve everyone's gameplay, not only the person picking it up for the first time, but even the experienced guys who maybe didn't do a few things actually will get, after a little while, they'll start to see these new aspects of the game that they can try. We have a new system that shows you where on the goalie or on the goal, you're actually going to see where the targeting is, where a goalie would cover 100% and where there's opportunities for you to shoot. So if someone's intimidated by the game because of its speed, this actually guides you a little bit in saying, hey, if you're coming down the right wing and you want to shoot on a goalie, you're probably going to go far side or very close to his shoulder on his short side. And in that way, the user is starting to learn about hockey as well. So we think that's a big thing to help everyone learn. But also in Be a Pro, we use the same mechanism that everything you do on the ice is actually how your player grows. So if you poke check, you'll get 15 experience in poke checking. And your skill in that one aspect will start to grow. So if you're going from 75 rating to 76, it might take 2,000 experience. And as you play the games, those ratings will grow. And then if you get to 76, it's a little more to get to 77. Just like it is to master anything, it gets harder at the very end because you're trying to get the finite details of how it works. So we find that is allowing the user who wants to be physical, he can go out and be physical and grow only in the physical skills, but his other parts of his game will be lacking. So to become a truly great player, you actually have to work on your complete game. So that feels like more of an interaction of the user. Every game is important. Everything they do on the ice is important.
Graphical fidelity is insanely good this year. Facial motion capture looks like it's in as well. So what big stars are going to see with all their face going on?
So we did scan a lot of NHLers. We would love to scan more, so we keep working on that aspect with our partners at the NHL and the NHLPA. But we have, I would say, about 150, 200 heads done. And then from there, we're going to continue adding more. This year with playoff beards and just the beard system that we've added, it actually brings a lot of those faces to life because you see the player as he is currently or as you're used to seeing him. And especially with the playoffs just ending, there are players that now have played 3 weeks and not shaved, so you actually know that, hey, he's got quite a full beard or he's a little scratchy, and we have tons of different ability to edit players in that area, as well as we've added a ton of customization for all players.
So we can expect Sidney Crosby's confused little mustache.
Yes, there is the Sidney Crosby style where it doesn't fully grow in, but you can tell he's a man. So that's what, you know, that kind of thing. Playing 4 weeks of playoff hockey, it's there, just not where you would think. Unlike Brent Burns, which is a full wild man beard, just after 4 weeks of playing in the playoffs, it looks like he could go out and cut down 12 trees in a row. So it's that kind of aspect that every player will have that uniqueness to his face, and it brings out a lot to the game.